And boom, monkeys, we are live. Welcome back to the Crypto Boogie channel. I'm glad to have you cats here. We got some freaking alpha in the house, man. Some major headliners today with what's going on with crypto. As you can see with the title, Richard Hart Showdown with the SEC. The dates have been issued. And we also have freaking El Papi Trump takes up the gauntlet on CBDCs. So it's a good thing when you've got a president that's a former businessman and he understands that you don't want to be followed around by every transaction you do. So he's pretty much advising us that he does intend to freaking crush that thought process of CBDCs, which I am completely bullish on. We will also cover the fragrance of the day, which is very explosive and perfect for the current season that we're in right now. But let's go ahead and cover the people in the chat, son. We got none other than the first person that came on board, which is freaking Zenith. Time to boogie. Damn straight, homie. Then we got El Mecánico. What's up, DJs? How much of this dip are you guys buying? And then I love Smooth Brain. I love Smooth Brain. Boom, bitches. We are live, son. El Camarada. Large and in charge. ¿Qué hubo, Boogie? ¿Qué pasó, camarada? And then Yellowtail. We loaded. Damn straight, son. Damn straight. You know what I'm saying? And no, we got freaking Moonpill Rational Optics. Nobody panic. I made it. What's this? What's this? Hell yeah. Just interrupted my FTM DCA. Hey, good. Hey, you know what, man? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and cover FTM today. I'm going to go ahead and cover FTM. Moonpill Rational Optics. Since you're in the chat, I'm going to try to cover freaking a little bit of freaking a polka dot. I did want to cover Illuvium as well, but we're mostly going to hit up RH coins today, man, or Pulse Chain coins, because as per the headline, that's something that we are bullish on. That's something we definitely want to cover, monkeys. Know what I mean? But we can't move forward without checking out the freaking memes, son. Let's check out what's going on in meme world. Let me see if I got this sucker pulled out. This shit is funny as hell. I'm a sucker for doggos. I love freaking doggos. I got about 6 of them, but I got a good acreage of property to where they can run around and shit. You know what I'm saying? So let's hit up the meme, son. And the first meme of the day is this one. And this shit is freaking scary, but I like it. So let's hit it up. Let's see what's going on with these doggos. This dog looks like a German Shepherd, man. The one we're about to see looks like an evil-ass Belgian Malinois. So let's see what this entails. For you boomers out there, man, for you boomers and you freaking Gen Xers, this doggo looks like the power behind the nothing from the movie The Never Ending Story. If you cats remember that shit. That's one evil ass doggo, man. That's one evil ass doggo, son. So what else we got? This shit gives me a hard on, man. Check this sucker out. I don't know which shotgun this one is, bro, but this shit looks like freaking fire, homie. This shit looks like total freaking fire. You know what I'm saying? Hit a 1 in the chat if you guys can actually hear these videos. And let me know, man. Let me know. Were you guys capable of hearing the first video? Put a 1 in the chat. Uno or a 2 if you can't hear the videos. All right, let's move forward, son. Let's move forward. All right, man. This is a dope-ass shotgun, bro. I like this shit. It's unfortunate here in the States, well, at least not yet, we can't own full autos, you know what I'm saying?
There it is. Fully auto. The shortest fucking fully auto. Fast fucking shotgun. The fucking blade. Oh, you prick.
That shit gives me a hard on, dog.
Fully auto.
See it again.
The shortest fucking fully auto. Fast fucking shotgun. The fucking blade.
Damn, bro. Do you guys have any idea how violent that weapon system is, if anything? That shit is freaking violent, homie. That shit is so violent. The shotgun system is probably the most violent thing you can deploy in home defense, man, especially in close quarters. Now, that shit was hardcore, man. Imagine running buckshot with that, bro, or doggone freaking slugs. Ouch. Ouch, son. 3 or 4 of those freaking slugs, bro, dude, you won't leave anything of your freaking opponent, man, whatsoever. That shit was fire. That shit was fire. So let's hit up the first token, or not the first token, the first coin of the evening, which is Bitcoin. Now, there's some interesting shit going on with BTC today. And what do I mean by that? It does seem that the current candle has reset the 60-day cycle again, if anything. Zenith, I'm sure you can agree with me on that, man. Let's check it out and let's see what I am talking about. All right, we got BTC in this bad boy, and look where we're at right now. This is the new candle printed via UTC time. And of course, that is, and we closed our current candle at 7 p.m. Central Standard. We did drop to a low of about freaking 40,600, a flat rate. Now, I'm sure you cats remember that I drew up this freaking line chart because I expected this day here, which was on January the 24th January the 3rd to be our lowest low, and I expected that to be the end of the cycle. So I started up a new cycle, and I was estimating where we could end up going. But since we got a new lower low, I am now erasing this one, and we're going back to the old cycle. So this tells us that we're at about day 65 exactly. I'm sure you cats can see that right here. Day 66, day 65. That was the low we got today. Could we go lower than that today, or better stated for you cats tomorrow? It is a possibility, but I think we'll definitely hold up the psychological level of support of about 40,311, which is a good thing, man. If we start a new cycle now, we'll be squared away and we'll be able to run harder as the cycle approaches the Bitcoin halving, if anything. Now, one thing I am noticing, this 100-day moving average is coming up below this shit. So we have these two areas of support of about 40,989, and we also have 39,845. If we come down all the way over here to that 100-day moving average, that is 38,687. But I don't really think we'll go below 40,000, man. I think we'll hold up strong. I have been hearing some cats saying that they expect us to go below freaking 40. I don't think it'll happen. I think 40,000 will hold pretty damn strong. I'm hoping it does, so we can continue running to the upside, if anything. Now, let's see. It would not surprise me. I haven't activated the EMA ribbon. It would not surprise me that we currently have the EMA ribbon ready to go, and it will be right under here. Let's see. Maybe I'm wrong. And nope, I was wrong, man. The EMA ribbon is right above today's current value. And the low point on the EMA ribbon, which is our first area of resistance, is at about 41,864. So we basically have to compromise this area before we go to the top side. But one thing I am noticing about this EMA ribbon is that the yellow portion of the ribbon in itself is yellow, and the red portion on the bottom is red. So that entails that we're probably going to run to the upside. Now, as you guys can tell, the EMA ribbon is getting tighter. That can mean one of two things. That means the EMA ribbon could be flipping, and the red portion can go to the top side while the yellow portion comes to the bottom side, which means we would go bearish. I don't think that's the case. But I am seeing that it's tightening up. And if it's tightening up, that tells me that we're not going to have a lot of bounces to the downside. Now, you cats have heard me say this before, but I'm being redundant for the new people in the chat. If you guys notice this portion of the EMA ribbon, this area where I got my arrow at, all the way down here to this red line, you see a clear separation and a good distance between them. And what happened to the Bitcoin cycle with that? It ended up popping up a little bit higher. Versus in areas where things that tend to be a little bit tighter, like here, what do we have? We don't have a lot of movement. So that tells me that we're probably not going to have a lot of bounce to the downside. And that means we'll probably rally into this sucker and compromise it and get out of it. You know what I'm saying? So Bitcoin, the high on it was over here at about, so far, at about day 58. And we are currently at day 65. Let's see how this sucker looks on the weekly, though. Let me turn off the EMA ribbon for you cats. The EMA ribbon is hands down probably one of my favorite freaking tools. But before we go there, let's see the Bollinger Bands. Now, the Bollinger Bands are entailing what? See this yellow line right here? That means that we could come exactly to this area of freaking support, which is 40,320, man. We've got too much support to the downside. That's two forms of support for this green line right here, and I think we're going to be okay. And we'll probably continue rallying to the upside after that. You know what I'm saying? Let me turn off this Bollinger Band. Let's see how shit looks on the weekly. Now, on the weekly, some cats could argue this. I mean, it's vaguely. No, I mean, you can kind of see it a little bit. Let me go ahead and grab this drawing tool. You can kind of see a little bit of a freaking pennant here, which usually entails. Let me change the color on this so you guys know what I mean. Let me change it to white. And that usually entails we'll rally to the upside. Now, this is on the weekly. Next area we do have to compromise is 48,474. And we do have this green area or this green line as an area of support. So I think BTC is going to be fine. This is a healthy pullback. And for you cats that are buying BTC or some of the other coins, let's see how the other coins go to see if it's a good time to DCA or not. Mind you, I just opened up my charts today. I haven't done that all day. So I'm finding out along with you cats as to which way the market is going as we play this sucker out. You know what I'm saying? Now we got freaking Zenith. I think it's possible to wick down to 38.5. I see a lot of support at that level. RSI also looks pretty stable on BTC. Yeah, I concur. Zenith, you got a good point, man. I should have mentioned that. For you cats that don't know, a wick can go to the downside below 40,000, but I think the candle in itself will hold at 40,000. Now, for you cats that don't freaking know or don't buy on a regular basis, dude, it's freaking really hard to catch a wick. To catch a wick at 38,000, sometimes that shit is just within seconds, bro. So you got to be at the right place at the right time buying freaking Bitcoin. And mind you, if some of you cats are buying on Kraken and some of you cats are buying on Coinbase, the price may be slightly different, if anything, depending how the exchange and how much coins the exchange is holding ballpark. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? So let's go over to a little bit of, you know what? Let's do something fun, man. I want to hit up a little bit of Hex, EHEX, because my ass is extremely bullish on freaking EHEX. Vamos a ver. Hey, I got that large and in charge. Smooth brain. Yeah, I'll take care of that, man. I appreciate the freaking insight, bro. All right, let's go over to freaking Hex. Hex current value, and this is EHEX, by the way, guys, and I'm extremely bullish on EHEX. Current value of EHEX is at 0.01. We are exactly at the value of a freaking penny, give or take. Next area that we do need to compromise is at about 1 penny and 21% of another penny. So about 1.21. In other words, 1 penny and about a quarter. You know what I'm saying? Ballpark. That's the next area we need to compromise, and that gives us this white line over here. Where are we on the 20-day cycles for EHEX? We are currently approaching day 16. With the way EHEX is going, I'm assuming we'll probably run all the way up to day 20, give or take. I think day 20 or day 19 is when we'll start getting a pullback, and we'll get a higher low, which is a good thing because we can end up scaffolding. So let's say I don't have the freaking tools here. And let me go ahead and see if I can grab my drawing tool. If EHEX comes down over here, and why is this sucker freaking? Let me make the sucker white. If EHEX comes down over here, that would be dope because then we would end up bouncing back. I'm hoping that we hit the bottom portion of these two candles here, and then we continue rallying to the upside. Know what I mean? Now, what am I noticing here on EHEX? I am noticing a little bull flag. That entails that we'll probably continue running to the upside. Now, after we compromise this area of about 1 penny and 21%, the next area we do need to hit up is up over here. Now, we do have this 12 spot over here, is probably this 2 area over here, which would be about 1 penny and 90% of a second penny. A great psychological support area would be around this area because we got this conglomerate of candles, and that would put us at 3 cents, son. For you cats that have been DCing into EHEX, congratulations. You guys about to make some serious freaking bank. You know what I'm saying? Let's see how it's looking on the Bollinger Band. Now, it does seem, dude, I hate the freaking colors on this sucker. Let me see if I can adjust this, man. Style. Median, yada, 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 yada. Let me change the color on this, man. So it becomes a little bit more evident. Boom. There you go, cats. Let me take off this arrow here. Take the sucker off. Bear with me, cats. Bear with me. But I definitely want to show you this. Now, note, it would not surprise me. Well, no, we're still within the Bollinger Band, so we can get a little bit of a pullback. I am seeing the 20-day moving average within the Bollinger Band acting as a small area of support, if anything, for the current value of freaking EHEX. And that seems like it's the next area we could go to if we come to the downside, which would put us at about 74% of a penny. Do I think it'll dip down that low? No, I really like this area over here at about 86% of a penny, which is where we could go down to, and it would be a good buying opportunity for you cats if that does occur. You know what I'm saying? I'll probably be picking up a little bit more EHEX. If it comes down to about 86% of a penny, I'll ape in a little bit more, man, and I'll wait for this sucker to run to the upside. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Let me turn off this Bollinger Band. And yeah, those are the areas we do need to compromise. We definitely need to get up over here, which would be at about 3 pennies and 50% of a new penny, if anything. Those are the areas we do need to beat. And I think we're going to do fine with freaking EHEX, man. I hope you cats caught some of that stream we did yesterday with Access Live, the DGen Roundtable, which was with Agent J and shit. That was a fire stream, man. We cover a lot of the things on EHEX. I did a little bit of measurements as well. I'm not going to do it today. I measured where EHEX went to from the day of launch to the day it hit its bottom. And I also measured where Pulse Chain launched and the day it hit its bottom. Pulse Chain hit a low a lot faster, and it does seem like it's starting to rally to the upside, if anything. Know what I mean, Jelly Bean? Well, I'm hoping I answered that question for you, Moonpill, Rational Optics. Being redundant, I do think that we can come down here to about 86% of a penny. That's a good area to DCA. You know what I'm saying? Dude, right now is not a bad time, by the way, either. You know what I'm saying, cats? PEX is still at a cent. Know what I mean? So it is at a fabulous freaking price. I think it's going to do damn well. You know what I'm saying? And I'm extremely bullish on EHEX. Now, let's go over to Richard Hart's story. And I got to give a shout out to the individual that shared this stuff on Twitter, and that's Money Gang Crypto. This is the data that he's showing us. SEC versus Richard Hart update. Scheduling order states that oral argument of the to commence on the 24th of October of 2024, man, at 2 p.m. Pre-motion conference not needed. Defendant's motion will be April 4th. That's Richard Hart's team, and the plaintiff's response will be August 22nd, 2024. And I haven't done much research on Carol Amon. This is the judge that we're going to be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know who these two cats are in the back. And this pretty much entails all of this is pretty much legal jargon for you cats. Read it if you guys get a chance. This guy is at Money Gang Crypto. Shout out to him. You know what I'm saying? So I'm getting the data from this guy. So food for thought, cats. That's the information we do have. You know what I mean? They just want to give the SEC plenty of time to save face and drop the case. Hey, I'm hoping that's the case, freaking Zenith. If they do drop the case, my theory will be no. And I'm hoping that my theory goes no. You know what I'm saying? And that theory is that I believe EHEX is going to outperform PHEX. Because until this court case gets squared away, we may not get any exchange listings in the West. And I think that's something we really do need, if anything. You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that my theory goes no, if anything. Now, of course, as you guys can see, Donald Trump, he is actually beefing with the idea of CBDCs. For you cats that don't regularly speak English, or if you're seeing me from another country, I understand that the American slang can be a little bit different, if anything. And that basically means that he's in contrary to the idea of CBDCs. And let me show you cats a little video. Shout out to Dr. Steve Turley for this. He's the one that came out with this shit. And I definitely want to show it to you cats. Hopefully this shit doesn't give me a strike or bring me to the downside as far as as far as people's checking out my videos, if anything. You know what I'm saying? And here we go. This is Dr. Steve Turley. And Trump declares war on central bank digital currency. Let's see what this entails, man. It's about a minute long. We're not going to watch his entire video, but the data is good. And let's see what Donald Trump has to say about this shit. You know what I'm saying?
And tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny. As your president, I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that? Ooh. I didn't know you know so much. I'm very well, New Hampshire, very smart people, very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money, you wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming to America.
You heard the man. President Trump just declared war on the creation of a central bank digital currency, and he's not the only one. We're going to see the growing revolt against the idea of CBDCs and why it does indeed look as if the tyrannical schemes of our ruling class are about to be consigned to the ash heap of history. Hey, gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, here to help you.
And that is the information we got on that, cats. Let me go ahead and share that video for you guys in the chat so you guys can go ahead and watch this video. I love this guy's analysis on this stuff, man, and I do follow him. A lot of people don't like getting involved in politics, and I remember there was a great philosopher. I don't know if it was Plato or if it was Socrates. One of them stated, if you do not take an interest in politics, eventually politics will take an interest in you. So it is important to see stuff like this and to know what's going on because this covers all aspects of life. I'm sure you cats heard me say this with Zenith one time when I was on stream. When I used to work at a gun shop, we weren't hassled by the ATF, but the ATF was always on us for trying. Well, they weren't always on us, but they were always checking us out to make sure that regulating us, to make sure that we were selling only to law-abiding citizens and things of that nature. But nevertheless, it's very nerve-wracking when you come get inspected and stuff like that. It's kind of like thinking of an IRS audit, if anything, man. And then I come over to freaking crypto, and I see that they're trying to do the same thing. So in the gun culture, we were dealing with the ATF, and over here in the freaking crypto space, we're dealing with the SEC. You know what I'm saying? And then both aspects have to deal with the IRS. CBDCs have a lot to do with the IRS, if anything. You know what I'm saying? So here is the video for you guys. If you guys want to watch it, check it out. Shout out to Dr. Steve Turley for that, man. And let's move on to the next coin on the chart, man. I'm going to take down EHEX, and let's hit up a little bit of incentive token. And then we'll go over to freaking Pulse Chain, if anything. Do I even have the Pulse Chain chart? Yes, I do. After we do incentive token, we will definitely hit the fragrance of the day for you cats that are big on frags. Now, by frags, I mean fragrance. You know what I'm saying? I don't want YouTube to freaking go ahead and strike me down for that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, all right, we're going over to incentive token. Incentive token's current value is at about $3.01, if anything. Now, it does seem that we're running pretty damn strong into the third portion of the Elliott wave. And remember, portion 2 to 3 always has to be bigger than portion 4 to 5. Why did I pick portion 3? Because if you look at incentive tokens value, these areas over here, let me go and draw this up for you cats. This is the area we're trying to beat, if anything, or we're trying to get to. And that would put us at exactly portion 3. That value would be at $3.70. And let me see where the pullback could be. If we do pull back on incentive token, we could possibly come down here to $2.36, which would be this area over here. $2.36 would put us around this spot. This is the area where we could end up pulling back. Now, the highest point that I do have for incentive token at the time being, mind you, it can run a lot harder than this, would be at about $8.68, which would put us in this area over here. Know what I mean? So that's what I can see happening with incentive token. The Elliott wave is playing out. I do intend to freaking dollar cost average out of the incentive token position that I did have. and I'll probably throw it into Pulse Chain or PulseX. Heck, I might even do a little bit of Fame, man, because Fame is fire, homie. I'm sure you cats saw as of recent what Richard Hart stated, that Fame token would be utilized, that he's recommending haters to go ahead and freaking short Hex or short any of the RH coins by utilizing the Fame protocol. So let's go ahead and hit Fame. Let's see how Fame's doing, son. Fame's current value is at 78 cents. Now, a couple days ago, which was about 2 days ago, Fame actually got up over here to about 95 cents. Now, the area that we do have to compromise would be here at about 88 cents, which we already did. So after this, there's pretty much no resistance to the upside, and it's only assumption how high we can go. I don't know if this will work out. Let me put this sucker on the weekly. And I'm glad I got a lot of Fame token, man. The highest wick that we did get on Fame was about $37. That is freaking gangster, son. I like that price, and I'm glad I got this sucker at about 27 cents, if anything, man. I remember that we were coming down this way, and we hit about 27 cents. And I told you guys, hey, man, right now is not a bad time to DCA. I do have this area of support over here, which entails this candle, this giant wick we had down here on December 28th. And I was assuming the worst it could go down to was about 25 cents. But I caught that sucker at 27, man. And I got a decent little amount. So thank goodness that I freaking took my own advice and I bought me some Fame. Now, where is Fame today? And what do I mean by that? Where is Fame as far as its cycle goes? If I grab this measuring tool and I pull it up over here, we're barely on day 12. On average, we start hitting our bottoms around day 14 to about day 21. Sometimes you do have anomalies. For example, PulseX, I think, had like a 35-day run, bro. And it was a total anomaly before it started going back into its 20-day cycles, where I'm assuming that it's going back into its 20-day cycles. But I think Fame will probably get a pullback around day 14 or possibly day 21. And that would be January 28th or January 21st, if anything. Now, if we pull up these freaking these moving averages, the closest area of support we have to the downside is this purple line, which is a 10-day moving average. And that would put us down at 60 cents. Let's see how it's doing on the Bollinger Bands. It does seem slightly overheated, but it's not protruding too hard. It does seem like it continued running and probably following the trend of the upper portion of the Bollinger Band. We did pierce out yesterday and the day before and the day before that and the day before that and the day before that, but now it seems like everything's stabilizing, if anything. I do think we will come back and we will compromise this area of 93 cents. One of the things that I do want to see is a little bit of scaffolding. For you cats that don't know what that means, let me show you. Let me show you what that means. Scaffolding pretty much looks like what you see here. You see how it came up, came back down, it came up, came back, it comes back down, goes up, comes back down, and goes back up. Now, why is that important? Because that creates areas of support and resistance. If we scaffold, we consolidate a little bit, then we run to the upside. Whenever it comes back down again, the current price range will rely on old buyers to make sure we don't go below that area. You know what I'm saying, cats? Now, I am interested to see how this sucker is doing on the RSI, or on the MACD, I'm sorry. The MACD entails that we're probably going to continue rallying on the daily. There's clear separation between the bottom red line and the top blue line. In order for this to be bearish, the red line has to be above the blue, and there's a good amount of separation on the daily. Let's see what it entails on the weekly. There's not much data on the MACD as far as that goes. So let me close this out, and boom. Let's turn this sucker off. And boom, it does seem like we're getting these Giga Chad candles, if anything. Now, one of the things that you want to look at when you're looking at candles as well, a lot of people don't know this. They just think it's price movement, but the candles in itself actually play a story. Last week, we got a Giga Chad candle. Tomorrow will be Friday, but I think crypto runs all the way to Sunday. If we can get a bigger candle than this one, that means we have more time to run to the upside. And as the candles start fading out or becoming smaller, even though they're green, that means that the buyers are freaking getting tired of buying. So I am hoping, keep your eyes open on Fame and keep your fingers crossed that this current weekly candle becomes bigger than the prior one. If that does happen, that means we'll probably continue pumping to the upside. And I'm hoping we do. I do like the idea of about $35 Phantom. That would be gangster, son. I think that would be hella gangster. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, you guys know that I'm a big time fragrance nut. If anything, I'm also a big time gun nut. I'm glad there's not as much regulation in fragrance as there is in freaking crypto and within the gun community. But this is rather explosive of a fragrance, and I think the bottle of this fragrance pretty much entails and it tells that story. And that is a fragrance by Victor and Rolf, and that is Spice Bomb Extreme. Let's see if I can show this with you guys a little bit better. This is the best view I can get you guys. This shit is fire, man. And it does last on your skin for about 6 to 8 hours, give or take. Now, the only setback about this fragrance is that it's a winter fragrance. You can utilize it as a freaking clubbing fragrance, but it is very masculine in a sense because you get a lot of tobacco vibes about that shit. My favorite type of fragrances are always the ones with tobacco. You know what I'm saying? And then you get like a vanilla with it and a little bit of lavender. You know what I'm saying? On Fragrantica, this sucker actually got a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So this shit is good, man. On average, you could probably get it on freaking fragrance.net. I'll drop the link here in the chat for you cats for about $125. And I think it's on sale now. You know what I'm saying? Now, what's really cool about this, and you guys will probably think, Boogie, this is your fragrance. Because if you grab this freaking fragrance here, you actually have to pull the pin before you use it, which I think is pretty cute, pretty cool. And it doesn't let the atomizer spray. You know what I'm saying? Now, how is the atomizer? For you guys that don't know, the atomizer is a little device here that sprays. So it's not bad. Now, I would only recommend about 4 sprays on this sucker if you're going to a club, 5 sprays if you're going outside, man. Only do 1 or 2 if you're going to be in a cab or be in a car with a lot of people, man, or on a plane and shit like that. This is a pretty damn good fragrance. Let me go ahead and drop it for you cats in the chats because I'm a big fan of this sucker. Now, the funny thing would be next time we go to the next Crypto Mindset meetup, everybody smells like this shit because Boogie recommended. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, guys. That is the fragrance of the day. Tear it up if you guys want to get that shit. It is a damn good freaking fire fragrance. One of my favorites. Now, I do want to cover the other ones. They actually got a night vision one, bro. yeah, they actually got a night vision one, bro. And I'm saying, I wonder what the next one's going to be. White phosphor or something like that. That's funny as hell, man. That's funny as hell. This fragrance was like designed for me, homie. It was like literally designed for me. You know what I'm saying? So let's go over to Illuvium. Illuvium, I'm extremely bullish on. But one cool thing about Illuvium is that it's riding the 50 or the 100-day moving average. It's, as a matter of fact, the current candle just broke below it. And that is a new UTC candle. So what areas of support do we have at it right now? Its current value is at about 81.26. Let's see where the EMA ribbon is. EMA ribbon's above it. Now, notice this, which is rather intriguing. What do you guys notice? On the EMA ribbon, the red portion's actually to the top side now, and the yellow portion's to the downside. So that means we'll probably continue dumping. I am hoping that we come down here to about $79, or maybe even come down here to this 200 EMA, which is about $73.53. Good time to DCA now lightly, but we'll probably continue heading to the downside. For you cats that want to get some more Illuvium, I'm extremely bullish on this token, and I got a decent amount. I think this GameFi game will probably do the best within the crypto ecosystem because it's one of the hottest, and I think the Warwicks are running it. Correct me if I'm wrong, cats. Know what I mean? Now, if we break below the $79 area, we do have support here at about $71. And that would put us exactly at the 50% or 71.70 or the 50% of the Fibonacci retracement, if anything. Know what I mean? So right now is actually not a bad time to DCA. Areas that we do need to compromise is at about $90. Let's see where it's currently at as far as its 20-day cycle goes. We're at about day 11. We could finally finish bottoming out around day 14, which would be January 22nd. And if we pull this sucker all the way out to about day 21, it would be about the 29th of this month, if anything, man. So if you cats haven't gotten your Illuvium, right now is not a bad time to get it, and it's still at a great value. I understand it's no longer at 38 bucks. Hey, man, but this game's going to be freaking fire. I don't give a shit about the game, but I care a lot about the pricing. Now, for you guys that are new here, if you guys don't know any data on Illuvium, let me show you what it's capable of. Let me show you what it's capable of, son. Let's go ahead and retrace a little bit of the history on this sucker, and let's put this bad boy on the weekly. Illuvium has gone up to a price value of about $19.30. And I don't mean $19.30. I'm referring to $1,930. One thing about ILV, though, that did disappoint me a little bit because this last freaking bear market was pretty damn rough, is that we came all the way up and we shot back down to where almost it initially launched. And I was kind of hoping we'd only stop down here to about 129 bucks. And why is that? Why did that disappoint me? Because look at this. It screwed up its Elliott wave cycle. It came down too low. If it had stopped here, we could probably continue to the upside, if anything, and we would have probably continued rallying. Of course, this is only freaking daydreaming. Every Illuvium token about $7,544. I'm not saying it's going to do that, but at minimal, I do believe that Illuvium can go up to about $3,000, give or take ballpark. So there you go, cats. That is the deets on ILV, son. That is the deets on ILV. Let's go over to Phantom. See where El Fantasma is at. Phantom is also approaching a real great value, and it's at a great value now, 36 cents. It does seem like it wants to come down here to about 34 cents, which would be a great area of support. I'm assuming the EMA ribbon would be above it, and it's exactly that. The EMA ribbon is above Phantom, but the cool thing about the EMA ribbon, we still have the yellow portion to the top side, which entails that we could probably continue rallying, if anything. Know what I mean? Phantom, let's take its current measurements, and we are currently at about day 11, so we probably won't bottom out to about January 22nd, which would be day 14 of its 20-day cycle, or we could go all the way up to about day 21, which would be about January 29th, if anything, cats. You know what I'm saying? Now, if Phantom does break below 34, we do have other pretty strong areas of support, which I haven't drawn on the screen. And those areas would be at about 32 cents. And then below that, we would be at about 31 cents. And I don't think we'll come back down to 28. If it does, wait a minute. What are you cats seeing here? Oh, shit, son. Look at this, man. Look at this. I just saw this right now. Vamos a ver. Let's see if it's apparent on the weekly. No, it's not that. Vamos a ver. No, it's not that apparent on the weekly. But check this out, homies. Check this out. I just found a pretty nice head and shoulders on this sucker. Look at this. Look at this sucker. From here, it came back down. It shot back up. It came back down. It shot back up. And it's coming back down. So if that's the case, we could come down here to about a 31 cent level. Keep your fingers crossed. Maybe we'll be able to catch it at 28. So that would be gangster. So I take back my words. I take back my analysis on this. It could be a possibility that we'll retrace back to about 28 cents, which is freaking fire. You know what I'm saying? So there you go, man. That is Phantom. Let's go see what polka dot entails. Let's see what the dot entails. Let me see if I can find the sucker, man. You know, I always have a hard time freaking finding dot on my charts, bro, even though I do have it on here. Why do I always have such a hard time finding it? Dot is acting stupid. All right, let me prep it for you cats. Let me prep a little bit of dot for you cats, man. Let's go to dot. Hey, and I haven't forgotten about pulse chain, if anything, man. You know what I'm saying? Let me prep that freaking chart for you, homies. Let's see. Let's go over to dot. DOT, Department of Transportation. Here. Got it. Got it, son. All right. Let me go and share dot for you cats. Let me share dot. All right. Dot's current value is at about $6.94. Now, I did have this Elliott wave portion over here. It may be breaking out of the Elliott wave portion, and it does seem like it wants to retest the $6.94 level. You know what I'm saying? But if you look at dot, we also have a head and shoulders on this sucker. For you cats that don't know, that means we could be going to the downside. And you want to know something funny, guys? I was talking to TA On-Chain yesterday, and I asked them, hey, man, I want to improve my freaking technical analysis. I think my I've talked to Agent J. He says my technical analysis is solid. But I've told him that I want to adjust it. I feel like a boxer that's in the ring that only knows 4 or 5 combinations, and I want to readjust and change the pace of the battle sometimes. And he told me, dude, your freaking technical analysis is fire. And I was talking to TA On-Chain, hey, man, I want to fix my shit. And he goes, dude, look at the candle patterns. Candle patterns are always great because they tell a story. And I have been studying candle patterns. I just need to be hitting them up. And this cat actually told me, hey, man, don't do no freaking cheap-ass freaking technical analysis patterns like freaking head and shoulders. It doesn't mean shit. TA On-Chain, I'm going to break your rule, homie, and I'm going to do some freaking technical analysis on head and shoulders, man. Yes, sir, I'm going to do it. So we came up here, came back down, shot back up, came back down, shot back up, and it could be that we'll come down here to about $5.50. Keep your fingers crossed. Moonpilled, Mark, keep your freaking fingers crossed, son. Hopefully we do get it at that value so you can ape in some more. I am not holding any layer 0 coins, but I do think they're rather important. And I am intrigued to which coin will probably lead the way. I do know that dot chain, correct me if I'm wrong. I think Chainlink does the same thing as dot, but I do know that Cosmos does the same thing as dot. That for sure I do know. I wonder which one will win. I am assuming that it will be dot because you do have not Charles Hoskinson's. I forgot this cat's name, bro. I always know his name. I forgot his name. Moonpill, you put him in the freaking chat, and I'll post him up. So Moonpill, we may be going that way in case you want to get some of this token. Here it is. Tear it up, son. Tear it the frick up, dog. Know what I mean? So let's go hit over a little bit of Pulse Chain. Let's see what Pulse Chain is telling us right now. Oh, my bad, guys. I did want to show you this on Fragrance. This is where you can get it. It's current value. You can get a coupon for $125.99 if you guys want to get a little bit of that freaking spice bomb, man. So there you go, cats. There you go. Being a little bit redundant, if anything. You know what I'm saying? There you go. Gavin Wood, Moonpill. Gavin Wood. Gavin Wood, son. So, covering what Moonpill said, he said, laugh out loud. Fragrance is going to be a requirement to keep up with all the top G's in the Moon Gang next meetups. Damn straight, homie. Damn straight. You know what I'm saying? And Nellyville, damn, I'm late. Hey, homie, no, you're not. No, you're not, man. I'll cover it again. Replay the video, Spice Bomb Extreme, bro. This shit is fire. Look it up. This freaking fragrance is hot. I'm sure you got it, bro. You're a frag head. You know all about freaking Spice Bomb Extreme, if anything. You know what I'm saying, homie? All right. Let's go over to Pulse Chain. Let's see what Pulse Chain is entailing today. We got freaking Pulse Chain, son. Now, we do have some bullish data on Pulse Chain. And I drew up a thick-ass freaking Elliott wave so you guys could see this sucker clear as day. Current value of Pulse Chain is about 3 zeros and a 1-4. Next area we do have to compromise is 3 zeros and a 1-5-1-1 because that's the next area of support and the next area of resistance we do have. And I think once we compromise that, we can continue rallying all the way up over here to about 3 zeros and a 1-9 before we pull back to 3 zeros and a 1-5. And then we could come back up to 3 zeros and a 2. So for you cats that want to take these notes, as stated, next area that we could possibly go to is 3 zeros and a 1-9. So maybe you could, not financial advice, if it does come up this area, maybe you could sell about 5 to 10% portion of the bag. Hopefully it comes back down here to about 3 zeros and a 1-5 again. Cultivate your crypto, buy a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Make that little pulse chain bag a little bit bigger. And this is only for you cats that are capable of freaking swapping out and got time to do this shit. I'm always working, so I try not to do a lot of swing trading, if anything. So if it comes back down here, it can come back up to the fifth portion of the Elliott wave, which is 3 zeros and a 2-0. Now, let's say pulse chain, something bearish happens, and we hit this area of about 3 zeros and a 1-5, which I think we'll probably do tomorrow. We could come down to about, let's see, son. The 50, the 10, the 100, and the 200 are way, way, way below, and I don't think we'll come that down low. If we come down to the 10-day moving average, maybe 3 zeros and a 1-1 if we do come to the downside. Now, if you cats were wondering why I do have this Elliott wave points here where you currently see them at, they're all connected to areas of support and resistance, which is candles here on the daily, if anything. Know what I mean? So food for thought, cats. I'm not just pulling these numbers out of my ass and just mentioning them, if anything. So food for thought, cats. I gave you guys a little bit of a strategy, not financial advice. This is only for educational purposes. As stated, the areas where you could sell a little bit and maybe recultivate your crypto. I know Charlie's big on that, and I want you cats to go ahead and take advantage of that shit. You know what I'm saying? Now, we will cover one more token. You know what I'm saying? And that is Hedron, because my ass is extremely bullish on Hedron, man. And I think that shit's going to do fire. After we're done here, I want you guys to go over to freaking DCC stream. I think he's going to be doing a live thing with freaking that one cat, that pirate dude, that one Marine pirate dude, RG3. You know what I'm saying? So make sure you hit that fool up. You know what I'm saying, dude? I know RG3 always dropping some alpha, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Also, another thing for you guys. Let me go ahead and share this over here. Like the video. I want you guys to like the video. I see 18 of you here, which means I want 18 likes. Share this video on freaking on Twitter or X. Follow me here on YouTube. Help me get to 1,000. That is my goal. I do want to get up to freaking 1,000. And let me give you cats my freaking link tree. So you can follow me on Instagram. Dude, I drop some fire-ass content on Instagram when it comes to weapons. And I won't take up a lot of your time because my content is about 1 minute and 30 seconds long, which is beneficial for you cats. You know what I'm saying? I do talk about positives and negatives on certain weapons, and I do make reels on firearms. The last weapon that I did cover was the SKS. Who knows what the next one will be? You know what I'm saying? So there you go. Follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter, and follow me here on YouTube, son. Like this freaking video, homie. And then we got Nellyville. We got freaking Willie B. Long. Yeah, buddy. Hey, dude, shout out to you, homie. Shout out to you, man. Cultivate that crypto, son. Cultivate that crypto, not financial advice. Nellyville. Hell yeah. Must have, carnal. I got the same tip from the late Kevin Samuels. Shout out to Kevin Samuels, man, and for all his alpha, bro. That dude was full of freaking data, man. Data on life, homie. Data on life. So we're now currently at Hedron. And this is a pretty-ass chart, man. Hedron's current value is about 6 zeros and a 3253, man. We broke past this green area, this green box, and we've now gotten to a new area, and I'm hoping that we hold above this area, which is 6 zeros and a 3-1 all the way till Sunday. If we do that till Sunday, we'll probably continue scaffolding to the upside. And we got a little bit of that, as you guys can see. Let me go ahead and grab this drawing tool. We came up, we scaffolded a little bit, came up, scaffolded a little bit, and we came back up, son. That is a beautiful chart when you do that. Now, I understand you cats like freaking Giga Chat pumps like this ascending scallop we have here, which is cool too. But what happened after we got that? After we got that ascending scallop, we dumped to the downside because that doesn't really provide you much area of support and resistance. Hence why I love scallops. Not scallops, why I like freaking scaffolding. Next area we do need to compromise on freaking Hedron is 6 zeros and a 4-1, which is not out of the question. So let me go ahead and grab this trend line over here, pull this sucker down this way, and this is the area we do need to get to. Know what I mean? Now, let's see where we're at on our freaking 20-day cycles. Mind you, cats, this is P Hedron, by the way. This is P Hedron. Let me turn off this volume indicator. Let me turn off the Bollinger Band. Let me turn off this volume indicator. It does seem, dude, dog, damn, son. It might be that we already started a new cycle on Hedron. And that was day 18, which was December. No, that was January the 13th. So we are starting a new cycle on Hedron, which is bullish as F, son, because that means we can continue rallying all the way to about January 28th or 27th. And we can even push it all the way up to about February the 5th, if anything. That's when we'll probably see a pullback on freaking Hedron. And that gives us enough time to get to this yellow area of freaking support. Now, if you cats didn't remember what Hedron did last time, Miguel told us to put in about $600. And dude, that Hedron turned into about what, $4,000, bro, $5,000 if I remember correctly, bro. And I think that would buy us about 1 billion Hedron. Let's see where $600 puts us today. That $600 puts us today at about 1.8 billion Hedron. So almost twice the amount of where Miguel freaking told us to get some. It's still at a great value, and I think Hedron's going to do a lot of good work for the ecosystem. I think Fame's going to be fire. I think Hedron's going to be fire because they provide a lot of utility for freaking Hex ecosystem. So those are some of the tokens that you cats can get, not financial advice, if you guys want to dabble in something outside of the Richard Hart ecosystem, homies. So food for thought. All right, cats. So now Nellyville. Hey, Boogie, your thoughts on Icosa? Should we stack? Well, let me check if we got some time, homie, and let me see if I can find that chart, carnal. Vamos a ver. Dame tiempo. Dame un tiempecito. Give me a second. Yeah, we got a little bit of time. We can let me find that sucker, man. Let me find that sucker for you, Nellyville. Vamos a ver dónde encontramos a Icosa. Let's see if we can find that sucker. Icosa. Se me hace que es este. I think it's this one. The liquidity is 195,000. This could be it. This is the pulse chain side of Icosa. I have not done any technical analysis on this. Pero mira cómo está corriendo Icosa, bro. Look how it's running, homie. It's got a big-ass ascending scallop, if anything. Now, you heard me say what I said about freaking ascending scallops. Well, no, ¿sabes qué? I may be a little bit wrong porque, mira, look at this shit. We are scaffolding. I know I've used that word a lot today. Mira, we came up, venimos para abajo, we came up, venimos para abajo, we came up, we came back down, and then we Giga Chad candle up. I don't have any of the indicators set up for this, or else I'd be a little bit faster for you cats. Let me see if I can at least put up some Bollinger Bands. Vamos a ver. Bollinger Bands. I guarantee you we're overheated. So we may be getting a pullback a little bit on Icosa, porque if you could see this green candle right here, which freaking Giga Chatted to the upside, tal vez va a venir para abajo, or it may come down and come to this area of support at about 12 cents, 13 cents. Ahorita estamos at about 20 cents, if anything. You know what I'm saying? Now, if we do continue rallying, it would be dope if we compromise this area of about 20 cents. Or, I'm going to poner aquí. Put this sucker here. That would put us at about, 20 cents and 66% of a penny. If we stay above that area, I don't think we will, man. I mean, we have to close above that by Sunday and continue scaffolding. But usually I get very suspect, man, when I see these big-ass candles. Now, mind you, it could be, too, that we got this candle. We got a lot more buyers. If we get a bigger candle than this one, and if we get a bigger candle than this one, it may mean that we're still bullish. If we print another green candle, but it's smaller or half the size, that means that the buyers are tiring out. So food for thought, man. I would wait for a little bit of a pullback on this, Nellyville, if you want to get some more freaking Icosa. ¿Me entiendes, Mendes? O te explico, Perico? So yeah, homie. I would wait for a little bit of a pullback, tal vez maybe over here at about 13 cents before I buy a little bit more. So, food for thought, Cat. Food for thought. Food for thought, homie. Know what I'm saying? So, that pretty much covers it, guys. Again, like my video, share it on Twitter, man. Help me get to 1,000. Subscribe to this channel. And I will catch you guys possibly on Sunday. Know what I'm saying?